have gotten to a point on this car that I'm pretty much waiting for parts. I put in an order to Gray Area last night. I put in an order to Josh Archibald earlier this week. And we're pretty much just waiting on parts. I need a couple things for the motor. I need a shifter. I need a little bit of header protectors. I need a little bit of extra motor mounts. And Gray Area's got this cool thing that I'm actually thinking about buying or building. It's a coil pack protector. It's just a little piece of steel that goes on the top of it to clamp down the coils so that they don't have a chance of popping off. But anyway, we'll discuss all that stuff when it comes in the mail. What we're going to do today is we're going to put a cage in this car, and we're not going to weld the cage in. This is going to be one of my 100% bolt-in cages. Now, this cage right here, I've got a lot of questions from you guys on who builds it, where is it from, so on and so forth. So, here's my answers. This cage was built by a gentleman called Nick Green in Peterborough, Ontario. He used to have a company called NG Customs. I bought one of his first cages, and I've actually bought another, basically 1.5 off of Kijiji, because I found them up for sale, and Facebook Marketplace or whatever. But I have one of his cages here, and I've heavily modified it to suit my needs. I've changed how the feet go, I've added a gas tank protector, I've added door bars, I've added a lot of stuff to it. And honestly, I think this is one of the best bolt-in cages that fit every car. Yes, you can get car-specific cages, like the Pro cage that bolts in to the Camrys that I built. That is a much better one-car-specific cage. But for something that can do every make and model, I had this in Crown Vics, I've had this in Luminas, I've had this in Honda Odyssey minivans. So this cage can pretty much go into anything. But Nick Green was selling so many of them, it actually went to Jeffy's Fab Farm, and it was available on his website for I think about 6 or 7 months, maybe even a year. And I guess the cost of shipping it was quite high, or something happened and it was no longer available. Nick Green actually no longer makes them. So I was talking to Jeffy there over Facebook Messenger, and he told me that these might be making a comeback. So if you guys are interested in maybe getting one, last I seen that the last time they were available was on Jeffy's Fab Farm's website. They might be coming up one day again, I'm not 100% sure, but if they do, I'll definitely be buying about another 2 or 3 more. I think they're an amazing investment. So I got a phone call, and I forget what I was talking about, but I think the last thing I was saying is that if they come up for sale, I'd buy more. So I'm definitely going to keep my eyes open on Jeffy Fab Farm's website. Now, I have been looking at the Gray Area website, and I see that they have a full bolt-in cage for a Toyota Camry. And they even got one for a full-size car, and they got one for a Lumina W-body as well. But I actually really like this design because it is so versatile. But until it becomes more for sale, I am stuck with the 2.5 that I got. So I got 2 full sets, and I've adapted one to run a gas tank protector and door bars. The other one is just the rear post-to-post kind of thing with the uprights across the roof and the halo. And then I have just 2 extra spreader bars like this, so that if I have a bone stock class with a post-to-post only allowed, I can just throw in a couple extra of those. Now, the great thing is about having these post-to-post slide-ins, I can make my own uprights and just slide these in. Saves time. I can even adapt these to door bars if I needed to, but that's okay. I'm happy with what I got, and if more come available, I will be buying them. I check Kijiji all the time. So let's get this cage inside the car. You guys have seen me do this 100 times. Now it's going to be 101. I turned the camera off because I had some issues. So no issues with the actual NG Customs cage. The issues were with the aftermarket parts I suggested on. As you can see, this hole should be there, this hole should be there. I built a really nice gas tank holder. A lot of you guys have been giving me shit because I don't use threaded rod to keep my gas tank down. So I built a gas tank holder with threaded rod to keep my gas tank down. And because I built this really nice new gas tank holder that bolts to the floor and all this other stuff, the gas tank protector is now hitting it. So let's put this nicely. This is here, and this used to be about here. So it's about 2 inches higher than where it should be, and it's about 2.5 inches higher there. So it's probably about that much higher. I had to do a lot of twisting, bending, trimming. As you can see, I had to cut the gas tank protector around the threaded rod. So this was a lot of tight fit and stuff to get in here. That's the problem. I have some custom pieces that are designed to work with other custom pieces, and if you put them in backwards, for example, I put this bar across here in backwards, but how the gas tank protector is built, one side's actually 1/4 inch longer than the other, so I actually had to take the bar out, flip it around, put it back in. If you guys don't have any of these are little Princess Auto ratchet straps, or sorry, come-alongs. They are the most handiest thing in the world. They say they're 1/4 ton, but I treat them like garbage, and they are fantastic. I probably had those for about 4 years. One did die. I did have two. I usually lift those. They use those to lift the motor, so I probably will go buy some more. We ended up taking out the seat because I had to remove a piece of bar that was welded here, and I had to trim the gas tank holder a bit. I don't like these seats anyway because these are power seats. So I like to get the power seats out. I don't like the gears inside them, so we're going to put a non-power seat inside of here. And I'm not going to put the door bars on the car because I still want to access the car for opening the doors to the testing and tuning. I still got to put a battery box into it. I got to put a lot of more stuff into this car. So there's still a lot more things that we have to do. But I got most of the cage in there. It's bolted down. It's not going nowhere. It's in there. But like I said, a little bit of fitment issues. Happy to say it's all in there now, though. We have the new gas tank holder. The gas tank protector has been modified to fit in. It's definitely a tight fit. Yeah, it's going to be hard to get this thing out when this car is wrecked. But as of right now, that's how far we got to do. So what we're going to do now is just put the seat back in and throw the door bars inside of it and call it pretty much a day on the cage, because as of right now, the cage is no longer on my floor and it's inside the car, and the car is one step closer to being ready. We're still, like I said at the beginning of this video, waiting for parts. So I got half of a gray area shifter cable inside of here. I'm waiting for the rest of it to come. Once it's on there, I'm happy that it's going to be done. I'm probably going to redo this driver's side motor mount. I don't like how it looks. I don't like how it looks at all. So we are going to change it. But that's still months away now. Pretty much all I want to do is now get a shifter cable and give this thing an old-fashioned try and see how she goes. But cage is in. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow.